Because money's just not about money. Money's about so much. It's about your values. It's about your power, your agency, your self-worth, your confidence, your money narratives, your upbringing, your attachment patterns. Like, money is so much. It's not just dollars.
It's not just this paper.
Yeah.
It's not just little coins.
We did it. We did it. The gang is here.
Yes. The gang is here, including Doug.
Including Doug.
Our friend.
Our unofficial mascot.
Official for sure at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like he's been here enough.
Oh my god, we have to get merch with little Dougie paws on it or something.
I got some things to do. We need like the A+ queer.
A+ queer. Yes, we need our A+ queer merch for sure.
And something about Dougie Doug. Be like Doug.
What would Doug do?
What would Doug do?
The answer's probably loaf.
Yeah.
Probably.
Except I don't like how much of a white dude's name Doug is, you know?
Exactly.
He's just a dude. Well, honestly.
I mean, my cat's name is literally Ralph. Like,
Yeah.
we're in the white dude cat name club. Like,
I know. Although Doug could also be a black dude.
Doug could be literally any
Doug could be
race.
anyone.
It's just the Dougs that I know specifically are white.
Exactly.
So that's where my... I think we literally talked about this on episode 1, actually. Specifically, like, could be any race. However, in my life, shout out to Doug Kilgariff, my bassist, fellow Cancer.
Shout out.
White uncle guy.
Yeah. Also, I think it's kind of fitting for our episode today because when we think about money and finances, it's like, what would a white dude do?
What would a white dude do?
And not that we want to emulate that,
but it's like,
it's like
they're the ones with the audacity.
The audacity and the confidence. That's
and the
what
confidence.
We need more of.
That's what I say. May I have the confidence of a mediocre white man?
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah.
I will. I shall, and I do.
Right. Minus a lot of the things that we don't like about that.
100%. 100%. Yeah. No, actually, that's more of just like a joke sometimes because I look at the way that these people are out here acting. I'm like, yo, you had the audacity to say and do all that.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily want
looking like that. Let's be real. I'm just saying. It's not all.
Yeah, it's like build a bear. Like build a dog.
Build a dog. Screaming.
Okay, hi, I'm Chesy.
Hi, I'm Hannah. Welcome to Girls Gone Real, where we talk about things like white supremacy and cats and money.
Yeah, and all of that.
Pretty much in that order.
Yep.
Typically.
That's what we do. That's what we're here to do.
We are.
We're still recording, right?
We are, yes. I think you said that the screen was going to go dark.
Turn off.
Okay. Do you want me to double check just for your...
Yeah.
Yes, I will check. Let's see.
It should still be recording.
Yes. Yeah, we're good.
Nice.
We're chilling.
Thank you for checking.
Of course.
We don't want to repeat mistakes like yapping for an hour when we were actually not recording.
It's true. We did. We had such a lovely talk that never saw the light of day. But that's okay because then we came back and did it better the second time.
Exactly.
It was good.
We're getting better and better. Just like slowly we get better and better with money.
Slowly but surely, indeed.
Slowly but surely.
Yes, and this is actually the first episode that we're recording like kind of in real time because today is Sunday and this one's going out on Thanksgiving Day, which is 4 days away. So
yeah,
catching us in real time, bitches. What's up?
Exactly. Maybe you're trying to like spend money and you give us money.
Maybe you can just simply Venmo us. Like maybe this is just it's at Hannah Ray Stevens. That's all I'm saying. No,
exactly.
But I think the timeliness of this, considering Black Friday, and also there's like a lot of, I don't know if you've seen anything about the blackouts going on around Black Friday.
Oh, not too much. Tell me more.
There are some financial blackouts as a form of protest.
Yes.
Yes. I think it's from the 24th until December 2nd. Only purchasing from like local folks, small businesses, essentials only, essentially not taking part in the Black Friday of it all,
Mm-hmm.
which can be, ooh, it's layered. It's layered.
Yeah, it's layered.
I
It's so
think
tempting.
it is so tempting. And let's be real, there's always really good deals around this time of year.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Doug, why are you leaving us?
Bye.
Whatever, we'll survive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a really interesting time to be talking about money when our dollar, as Americans specifically, is so powerful right now, where
Mm.
we're choosing to spend it and share it. And as you choose where to spend your money, I feel like a lot of things start coming up. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of things start coming up.
Yeah, because money's just not about money. Money's about so much. It's about your values. It's about your power, your agency, your
Yeah.
self-worth, your confidence, your money narratives, your upbringing, your attachment patterns. Like money is so much. It's not just dollars.
It's not just this paper.
Yeah.
It's not just little coins, which they just discontinued the penny, which is interesting. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
So random.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I
mean, they're going to stay in rotation. They're just not going to make anymore.
Right. Yeah. But also let's be real, like what do we use the pennies for besides like the little like souvenir things that you put a penny? That's like my favorite. I still have one that made like so many years ago in like a zoo.
Yeah, it was always like a zoo or
Yeah.
an aquarium or like a historical landmark or something. And I was like, let me flatten this bitch. Let's go. You had to like put a quarter in and then also the penny to like pay for it, the pet, whatever. But yeah, to your point, money is not just the physical thing that has value, because in reality, those things have no value. Not actual.
No. It's like we decide, we make
it's
up
just paper.
the value of things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is where I've been trying to reframe so much of my mindset around money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not me,
the money coach. By the way, if anyone didn't know.
Oh yeah.
We're with an expert today, ladies and gentlemen.
Stop it. Well, I did host my first ever in-person money workshop yesterday.
Congrats, dude. Tell us more.
It was so fun. It was so exciting. It was called Mindful Money, moving from scarcity mindset to abundance.
Stunning.
Which I even, the cool thing about becoming more of like, I don't even love the word expert. Refer to our episode about imposter syndrome. But you know, I do have a level of expertise, but like both lived experience and also certifications and courses and thousands of hours of podcasts and audiobooks on things that I've been consuming for the last years. And jumping into this role of trying to help people with their money has been teaching me so much and has been helpful for my own money stuff, that it's ongoing. That like even though I have like certain expertise, it doesn't mean that I'm like perfect with my money, because nobody is.
100%.
So it's been really cool to, as I'm digging into a lot of the research of the neuroscience of scarcity and doing a lot of just reality checks for myself, being in now a time in my life where a lot of, yes, I still experience a scarcity in many ways, and not as much as I did like 5 years, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Especially living in, like growing up in a country where we experienced hyperinflation and scarcity, like of like food, resources, like so many things. So like that mentality of not having enough, it still haunts me. Like even right now, the fact that I only have like 6 cans of food in my like pantry instead of like 20, that's growth, that's improvement. That's like, okay, I'm not so scared and panicked anymore about not having enough.
Stocked up. Yep.
Yeah, so it's been interesting even to like redefine abundance also with like, okay, I don't have like yes, I have enough money. I don't have as much money as I would want to have.
Valid.
And
exactly. Yes.
you know,
I've been having that same kind of reflection. It's like looking at my accounts, I'm like, there could be so much more in there.
Yeah.
And have I gone hungry? Have I struggled for gas? Have I not paid a bill?
Right.
Unintentionally. Yeah, you know what I mean. Sometimes it's a form of protest. That's all I'm saying. But to your point, is like it's about the mindset piece of it.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's been a cool experience, and we talked a lot about it in the workshop yesterday of like how do we redefine abundance
Mm,
and coming at it from a place of like, yeah, we all spend money. And
yeah,
that's part of like
you
the
have to.
you have to spend money to exist. You need money. Like that narrative, and something I want to talk about today is like some of like the myths and misconceptions of money, you
Take us
know?
there.
Because we have this narrative that money buys you happiness
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and how it is true and not true at the same time, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, when you live in a system where you are not provided your basic needs, where you are not
Mhm.
provided food, water, shelter, education, if we were all provided those things, we would be a lot happier. But
Right.
unfortunately, we do not. So we do need money in order to access the things that will fulfill our the most base level of our needs.
Yeah.
Hello.
Right. Exactly. So, and that, so yes, we do need money to have a level of happiness.
Hmm.
And at the same time, it's also paying attention to the things besides money that can bring you joy and happiness.
Hmm.
And that's where like reclaiming your dopamine agency comes in, and
I love that.
how, yeah, that's been like such a shift for me in
Yeah.
feeling more abundant in my
Mm.
life and getting the dopamine by like seeing Doug's paws on the couch. They were like so freaking cute. And like if you start
Mhm.
retraining your brain to like get so much joy and excitement about those kind of things that typically we would get from like putting things on our online not grocery, like
The
the
shopping cart.
shopping
Yeah,
cart.
yeah, yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, and like we when we are so sucked into the capitalist
Yeah.
whirlwind of, you know, buy 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 buy
Yeah.
buy, that's where we're training our brains and our minds to get that dopamine and that joy and excitement.
Mhm.
And even though yes, it's pretty fun and pretty nice to buy shit, that's
Uh-huh.
not the point, and that's not like
No.
all that we can do for ourselves. So
100%. I'm with you on that. Like even we just went to this concert 2 nights
Woo!
ago. Couch, if you haven't heard of them, listen to them. They're fantastic.
Yes.
Even I typically do not buy merch at shows.
Hmm.
But when I saw this shirt, it wasn't that I was like, ooh, there's a thing that I can buy. Yes, ding, ding, ding. It was like, oh, I can wear that on stage. I can wear that to bed. Like, ooh, this, I immediately saw all of these different outfits in my head that I was like, oh, this is like a piece of my wardrobe that I don't have yet. And like envisioning all of the ways that I could be creative with something was what got me
Yes,
excited about it. It was like, that is a worthy investment
that's cool.
because it's aligned with my values. It's like I'm like, I can be creative with that.
Hmm.
That's what brought the joy. And like I like the idea about the dopamine training. We kind of had a whole episode low key on that. Episode was it 4 on choosing joy
Yes,
and chasing dreams
exactly.
while the world was burning.
Yep.
And like how finding the joy and like those little things like Doug's paws or like the visions of like what you can create with a new piece of clothing or just like the way that the sun comes in. I think it was the
Hmm.
example we used a
Exactly.
lot of like just seeing like the rainbows on the walls. Like
Yeah.
I got these, it was like $12, these little candles that hang from the ceiling, just like Harry Potter.
So
It comes
cute.
with a little wand. And every night it has been huge for the seasonal like depression of it all. Like
Yeah.
as the sun's been going down so much earlier, I get to come home and turn on my little candles and then I get to take my wand and go, Lumos. And then there's all these lights up there. And like those little like that brings me so much joy because I choose for it to bring me joy.
Yeah.
It's not like it's there. I have to intentionally interact with it
Right.
in order for it to bring me the joy that and the dopamine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And it goes back to like even being able to have like the $12 of discretionary funds to buy those little candles takes
Mm-hmm.
money and takes a level of like
It did.
privilege. So then
Yeah.
it's like it's the yes and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. There's a
My go. Sorry.
no, it's everything is yes and because it's like okay, so say I didn't have the $12 in that discretionary fund, but I do already have all of these actual candles around my house. I do already have lighters and matches. I do already have Incense. I have so much incense. Thank you to my family and friends who gifted me with so much incense over the years, because it's like I already have so many resources that I can utilize.
Yeah.
And what if I didn't have all of those things? Like, how do we root into joy and value then? Like, what does our relationship with investing become?
Yeah.
Yeah. And in those moments, it's like, I think to your point earlier, what you said about how money isn't just money, it's tied to our values. That becomes really important as well, because even when we don't have a lot of money to invest, it's like that almost becomes even more precious. It's like we have to be so much closer to our values. And a lot of times if you are lacking in funds, the values become survival.
Yeah.
It becomes survival. So then when we start moving out of, that scarcity physically, like when we start actually having more funds, so it's like, okay, we are cared for, our basic needs are met, we still sometimes stay trapped in that scarcity mindset. So being able to move out of the I don't have enough into I am safe, I am cared for, I know how to care for myself,
Yes.
becomes, if that's a task. That's a task.
It is. It's huge. And that reminds me of one of the concepts that I learned at the Trauma of Money certification, that is like going through the tunnel of scarcity. And one of the things that we get stuck on is like that immediate gratification.
Yeah.
That when we don't have access to a lot of things, when it's just so hard to like afford life.
Yeah.
When you can afford those $12 candles or the $8 latte or the $20 avocado or like whatever it is, like you're gonna choose that treat because it gives you joy and it soothes you. And that's a thing that like we end up self-soothing through money when we're stressed about money in ways that kind of like brings you back to only being able to focus on your immediate needs.
Yeah.
And it doesn't allow us to look ahead and build that long-term vision and building generational wealth and having flourishing communities in like our most values aligned ways, because we're trapped in that cycle. Especially when the self-soothing is not maybe like the $12 set of candles, but like maybe it's like I don't know, the $800 thing that you saw on the Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
Or like even
the Labubu. I'm calling it out. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
Like the things, the consumerism of it all.
I
The things
know.
where it's like takes us back what we were talking about, I think, in the last episode, but this feeling of like I can buy belonging.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does it? Tell me right now, does that actually get you belonging? Just sit with that. Think about it, all right? I'm just saying.
Just saying. Yeah, no, because even the Labubu is like a status symbol. You know, and like, yeah, maybe it's not a status symbol of like a Gucci or Prada item or whatever it is, but it is the signaling.
Yes.
And it's in a way, even if the main message is not I have a lot of disposable income, you need to have disposable income to be buying like
multiples of those guys. Yeah. Because isn't the whole I don't know a ton about it. Isn't the concept that you don't know which one you're getting?
Yeah.
It's hate like a mystery
that
box.
Shit.
Oh,
so
I
like,
hate
it's
that.
Such a psychological game that you're paying for the fun in the game and the excitement of like, what are you gonna be getting?
That is so interesting from a psychological standpoint. Because I've seen those on like Etsy or things before, like get a surprise sweater, and I'm like, that can be fun. That can be fun. But then it becomes a whole consumer's employee.
Yeah, and they also use the psychology of scarcity in that.
Exactly.
Because, for example, things, and we're just using the example of Labubu, but there's so many things like this that it's like, and this is the psychology also around like Black Friday sales and things like that.
It's not here for long.
Exactly.
Buy now.
Limited items.
Limited edition.
It's running out. Only 3 available of this size.
Even when you're on Amazon, they all have like the timer on the different products in red, the color red. Oh, the use of the color red to be like, signal, stop, look, careful, beware, go.
Yeah. Wait, it's funny because like I intentionally chose this red item of clothes today to wear because I was like, let me demand attention to my expertise about money.
Hell yeah. I love that. You're like tickling my aura photography like brain with the red of
Ooh.
it all.
Wait, tell us more.
Because red is associated with the root chakra.
Ah,
Foundations,
root,
stability,
money.
rooted money. Like, hello.
Yes. That's so cool.
I actually just had this whole like reflection on the color red in general. Thinking about how I'm gonna get deep with this.
Yes.
But red is the color, if we think about it in nature, it's the color of our blood. And for women, the color of our monthly cycle. A color that you don't see on the outside. It's kind of like concealed, similar to women's experience, like a vital part. Like you cannot live without blood in your body.
Yeah.
If you lose too much of it, like that is a signal. If you are seeing blood, that is typically a signal that something is wrong. And thinking about that and being like, oh, red is used on stop signs. Red is used as a red light. It's like a stop. It's a signal. It's a caution.
Yeah.
And as we're thinking about it, it's connected to stability and the root. I mean, I'm also thinking about where else is the color red in nature. It's the red of clay, like it's within the earth.
Yeah.
Magma, lava, like this viscous, like hot thing that can destroy or can build up and like hardens into obsidian. Sorry, it hardens into different rocks that form up the earth's crust.
Yeah.
The foundation beneath our feet was formed from so many volcanoes expanding and expanding. And just thinking about how it's connected to the root chakra, that feeling of groundedness, stability, foundations, setting something up for everything else to be built on top of, and just like thinking of all the ways that it shows up in nature in those ways. And then I started also thinking, this is a little bit of a tangent. We're taking a little bit away from money, so I'll come back in just a second.
Yeah.
Started thinking about the color pink.
Uh-huh.
What colors go together to make pink?
It's red and white.
And what does white symbolize in our culture quite often?
Purity.
And what has pink been used as?
Girlhood,
girliness. Yes. Pink used to actually be a color associated with men because it was for little boys, actually, because it was associated with like a strong color and everything. But I was just thinking too about how red, then when you see red and women together, it's very often like scandalous, dangerous.
Yeah.
And how we're kind of like, as we're thinking about the color of red, blood, foundations, stability, and then when you put red and women together, it becomes this like dangerous, scandalous, sexy thing. It's like, we're not supposed to have that. And I'm like, no, we literally are the ones who face blood every month. Like, we're the ones who are in our life, we have this deep relationship with the foundation of everything, like our vitality and everything. So just thinking about like how you were like, I want to show up as an authority and strong and empowered and embodying like that red energy, right? And both of our auras are red energy, right? And just thinking about how so often in society, like it is women's power is perverted by this idea of like, well, in order to be accepted and pure and part of the structure that is meant to be, how we so often are encouraged to dilute our power and give it away and not engage with it, and how so many women are made to feel, what was I saying earlier, stupid and incapable because we're not taught how to manage our resources. Look at that. I brought that right back because it's connected.
It's so connected. No, that was beautifully done. Thank you very much.
It's been percolating for a few days. I was sitting there and I was just like doing a word association. I'm like, blood, red, stop. I'm like looking around my room. I'm like, wait a fucking second. I was like, yo.
It all makes sense. Yeah. No, and I mean, okay, I was gonna say don't get us started, but yes, get us started.
That's what we're here for.
The patriarchy of it all. Yeah, come, Doug. You have thoughts about this. I know you
tell
do.
us.
Oh my god, you can tell. He was like licking himself here, I think.
He's like, I'm all clean now.
Yeah, ready to go. Okay, because coming back to those like myths and misconceptions about money and how we have been told and made believe that as women or people who are socialized as women, we don't know about money, or we can't be trusted with our money, or that we don't know how to handle finances, that we don't know how to invest, that we need to let a man, whether that is our father or husband, the man that we pay to handle our money, they're the ones that know and can be trusted with our money.
Yep.
And that is the most dangerous thing that you can ever believe in as a
100%.
woman.
Yeah. Yeah, to fully be like, I don't have any control, I don't have any knowledge, I don't have understanding. Because that's the thing, is it's not that maybe you don't have knowledge, maybe you don't have the control in this moment. That doesn't mean you can't have it.
Exactly.
You 100% can.
Yeah.
It's just we're taught so viscerally that, like, not only are we not able to figure that out, we're not worthy.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yeah.
not worthy of, like, holding that kind of responsibility.
Yeah. And even more perverted, sometimes we're convinced that it's in our best interest to not care about it or not to bother ourselves with learning about it, because we can take care of other things like the children and the home and these other things while the man takes care of the money.
Yeah. Ooh, man. Yeah, even thinking about, like, how men are framed as the protectors and the defenders and, like, the bringing home the bacon of it all. And, like, this all just reinforces those same roles. When it's like, y'all, I just need you to remember, like, this world was a matriarchy.
Yeah.
This world was a matriarchy. Like, there's a book that I need to read that I keep hearing about, but it's called When God Was a Woman. And it's about how every, like, religion, ancient religion, everyone, all of the gods were goddesses. Like, goddesses were the ones that ruled. Like,
Yeah.
this has been a very intentional perversion and taking away of power from women, from those who are, and now we're being socialized as something different than what a woman used to mean. So
Yeah, totally.
taking back our agency and re-educating ourselves on how to manage resources, because that's what money is. Money is a resource. Just like energy, just like water, just like food, like, money is a resource. Learning how to manage that is a huge way to root back into our power and take back our power.
Totally. Especially when we put the historical context that until literally like 5 minutes ago, we were not allowed to have our own credit cards, to have our own bank accounts.
Yeah, that's really recent. Do you have the numbers on that? I almost want to look it up right now because it's ridiculous.
Something in like the 60s or 70s, or like
it's recent, y'all.
Recent.
In, like, our parents' lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's wild. And I want to take a little personal anecdote moment.
Yes.
Did you find it?
Yes. Women could not legally open a bank account independently until the 60s, like you said. And many banks still required a husband's permission. True legal independence for banking and credit came with the passage of the Equal Credit Opportunity Act in 1974. Like, our parents, my mom at least, was 10 years old.
It's like 51 years ago.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Especially when that just makes me so angry. Because also it's such a, like, who decided that men were better handling money than women? Who made that up? Well, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No, I am actually very curious. I think at some point we should do the history of it all. Yeah. And, like, because I want to actually go back, because I know it's back. At this point, it's back, like, pre the Roman Catholic Church, like, probably in the Roman era, honestly. So we'll have to dive into that at some point because I'm curious and I don't have the numbers.
I know. Want them. So fascinating. And I'm going to share a real life example.
Please
do. Get personal and real and honest here. Because that is a narrative that got in my way during my marriage. And something I had to learn and take ownership of that. And also the fact that I was, like, already getting into this, like, personal finance and money empowering journey is what actually helped me to be able to make the decision to get divorced and to have the resources to do it.
Yeah.
Because there's, and some examples, like, I'm like, because I'm, like, filtering myself because I'm still afraid that my ex-husband, who's a lawyer, is gonna listen to this and be like, yo, what are you doing, like, airing my dirty laundry out on the internet?
Well, it happened to you. This is your story.
Yes.
So even from a legal standpoint, he can take, here's the thing, friend, you can take whatever legal action you like. It hasn't been taken yet. Go forth.
Here I go.
Go forth.
Because the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars that we lost unnecessarily because he would not send rent on time. We had the money. It was not a matter of needing the money or not. I would transfer my part of rent to his account. And since he's the man that comes from a family that is more financially educated, that has more resources and more wealth, then there's this like unspoken and sometimes spoken kind of like agreement that like he's the one that knows how to handle finances. He's the one with a finance degree. He's the one that knows how to do the best things for our financial, for our the finances of our household. In a way that I, after losing so many hundreds of dollars on late fees, I had to be like, no, I'm taking over this. You send me the money. Guess how many times we've paid rent late after that? Zero.
Yeah.
And now I have all those hundreds of dollars that are not being lost on late fees, but that I've been able to like invest or save or actually use for my financial future. And that took like being like, no, I'm actually gonna be the one handling the finances of the household.
Yes.
And since I did that, we actually started saving as like a couple, you know, like I don't care if you want to save on your end. I know I'm saving my own money and I want us to save our money, because also that's another thing. There's like financial advisors and experts like Dave Ramsey that
for those who are not watching the video version, we put quotes around the word expert specifically in reference to Dave Ramsey because that man can get fucked. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. And how like some of his advice is like you have to fully combine your household finances.
I'm twitching.
And then they say that when you do that, there's less rates of divorce. Guess why? Because you can't.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. It's so funny to me when people like to say, well, then you do this, then that happens. I'm like, yeah, now let's think about fucking why.
Exactly.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. And that was a matter of me being able to say, like, okay, we're gonna have this joint money that we're saving. And it was also me having to advocate to not split things 50-50. And this could be a whole other conversation with like couples and relationships.
Oh yeah.
Because if you don't make the same amount of money, if you have different levels of like familial wealth, intergenerational wealth, it is not equitable to split things 50-50.
100%.
And me being pushed to split things 50-50 meant that I wasn't able to save any money.
Yeah.
If I wasn't able to, and I know, I'm not saying that this was like done maliciously or on purpose,
but it's like that's just cause and effect.
Cause and effect. Like if I'm not able to save, I'm not able to get divorced because I
Yeah.
can't pay rent on my own.
Yeah.
And I saw such a clear cause and effect of like me starting to save my own part of my personal money and still being able to like, you know, advocate for like, okay, I'm gonna pay for like 40% of the expenses and you pay for 60% because that's more equitable because of this and this and this. And that's also, I mean, amongst a lot of other things and hours of therapy and couples therapy and so much, that like helped me feel a little more empowered to make a financial choice.
Yeah.
That was really hard. I did have to go into like credit card debt for months after to pay for my newly single life and all of these things. But I was able to.
Yeah.
Which is not the case for so many millions of women. And that's part of like, you know, if we can like take something out of this episode, I'm like, take care of your money and your own finances, even if you have a partner that is loving and supportive and makes more money than you and wants to take care. Like, yes, take that man's money and keep your own money, you know?
Yes. And be like aware too. Like if you are not, like in my situation, I am your partner in that situation where I am not very good with staying on top of things. I forget.
Yeah.
And similar to you, I'm like, it's actually opposite, where I for so long was like, I have to be hyper independent. I have to have everything to myself, by myself, all the time, because I don't trust myself. Or I don't trust that like anybody else can handle it.
Yeah.
And so like being aware of like what it is that you need help with, not so that you can give your power away to somebody else, but that you can ask for help. You can ask for help. You can better your skills in
Yes.
whatever it is that you need to better your skills in, so that you can get to that level of financial freedom, financial independence, like having yours tucked away or like taken care of, and the joint finances of it all figured out as well. So I'm curious, like how how did it make you feel? Not to ask a therapist question, but it's like, I know for me, when I've not was, because I am actively going through just kind of like revamping my money mindset, like coming to terms with what I have, what I do not have, what I need to do work on. There is so much that comes up. There is so much that comes up. And I cried before we started in this episode because I was feeling that on top of other things that were going on. So in all of that, like how did you manage it? Like how do you ongoingly like manage, I mean, let's be real, the feelings that typically come up are like aligned with shame and guilt.
Yeah. I manage it with a lot of somatic
Yeah.
self-regulation, and that's something that that's also part of the trauma of money method, that it one of its rude understandings of how we manage and can engage with money is that because it brings up so much, it activates our nervous system in a way that it just shuts down our executive functioning and our thinking brain, basically. So we can't function, and we go into like those stress mechanisms. That's maybe where like the money avoidance happens, or all of those things. So to me, a like essential part of the work is like the nervous system regulation, which is also great because it works for like other things outside of money.
Yes, but I just want to pause real quick and just reiterate what you just said about how the fact is when all of those things are coming up, that part of your brain literally shuts down.
Yeah.
Your brain is shutting down, friends. Okay. Exactly. You're not lazy. You're not stupid. You're not incapable. When you were experiencing all of this shame and guilt and all the things that are happening in your nervous system, going into fight or flight, when you're thinking about the money of it all, like you literally cannot think about it. Okay. That's why this is important. That's why this regulation and like the coming back into ourselves is so important.
Yes.
I just wanted to highlight that.
No, thank you. Like, it's so essential. And it ties to even like the scarcity and the psychological tactics of even like sales and things like that. And maybe you're like,
it makes me so mad that like so much of marketing, like we were talking about, sorry, Dougie, so much of it literally does rely on triggering our nervous systems and making us feel like we are not okay, like we are not safe. That is what they're doing. They're trying to make us feel unsafe so that we spend money to feel safe. It's that simple, you guys.
It is that simple. And that's where when our brain perceives the urgency of scarcity, again, it shuts down. It just complies with the sale and like, of course I need this to be better. And then maybe we find ourselves in part of the loop where we're beating ourselves up for overspending, or maybe you get that package and you're like, why the fuck did I buy this shit? I didn't need this. And then we start feeling shameful and we feel yucky, and it's all such a part of a cycle that, again, like you bought those things because they tricked you into buying them. Man. It's not because you're bad with money or because you lack impulse control. It's like executive functioning and impulse control happens when we're regulated and grounded. So that to say that like the most important things that I've been able to do for myself to heal my relationship with money ongoingly, because it never ends, it's again the nervous system regulation and the psychoeducation of the neuroscience and the systemic nature of it all. Because to your point, like money is so shameful. That, I mean, not money itself. Money's like neutral.
Money is shameful.
And that's the thing. Like money, there's nothing wrong with money. I want money. I want to get rich. I want you to get rich. I want you to get rich.
I want everybody to be rich.
Yes.
Specifically women.
Yes.
May I just say?
Yes.
Anyway.
And when we are able to name so directly and specifically to our own experience and situation how it comes from conditioning, it comes from systemic oppression and discrimination, it comes from lack of access, it comes from socialization, it comes from attachment patterns, it comes
Yeah.
from past trauma, it comes
Yes.
from like intergenerational pattern. Like there's just so much that goes into it, that
Yes.
the more I understand that, and this is something that also a lot of other financial experts, no quotes, Tori Dunlap is like the she's responsible for so much of
Yeah.
my money growth.
I was
She's
going to make sure to mention her at some point.
Tori, I love you.
Tori, we love you so much. You have changed our lives.
Yes.
Financial Feminist is her podcast. If you are looking for something to dive into, she has so much content. Her book, her first 100K is
Yeah, the book
huge.
is Financial Feminist.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But her first
My
100K is
bad.
like the parent company of it all.
Understood.
Yeah, I just took a business bootcamp workshop with her, and that was part of like what helped me get also through a lot of my own money mindsets around business and worthiness.
Mm,
And now I have a money coaching business.
hello. Ding ding boom.
Exactly. So,
Yep.
um, going back to something that Tori said about how 20% of our personal finance is actually in our control, the remaining 80% it's completely out of our control.
Mm,
So again, having the education and the knowledge to be able to name and understand a lot of these things have been helping me not feel very shameful about money. And like,
mhm,
if I'm not ashamed of asking for what I'm worth, I'm
mhm.
probably going to get more money.
Yeah.
If I'm not ashamed or scared of putting myself out there, I'm probably gonna be able to get more opportunities.
Yeah.
If I'm not ashamed or scared about asking these questions, I'm
Mhm.
more likely to actually be able to figure it out and do the things.
Yeah.
And that's how I've been able to set myself up with a lot of the things that typical personal finance things tell you that you should do, like having your like emergency fund, having
Yeah.
your Roth IRA, your high yield savings accounts, your retirement,
Mhm.
paying your debts. Like I have done all of those things.
Mhm.
So it's also like that the more I do those things, also the more self-trust and self-leadership I build.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
even like being able to get divorced and
Yeah.
know that, like, even in one of the most life changing situations, because I also went from being like a lot more comfortable financially and having a lot more of a safety blanket
Mhm.
through that family to being again completely on my own, which like also triggered more of the scarcity mindset and all
Yeah.
of these things. So, again, but it's like pushing yourself through the discomfort of doing those things,
Mhm.
then you're like, I can do anything. I can do it all. And I can
Yeah.
make mistakes, or I can go through challenges, or I
Mhm.
can lose a lot of money and still be okay. So that was my little long rant
Good.
about how I've been able to help myself. And again, also like
Yeah.
seeing it from a growth mindset that like even if I have been able to hit certain milestones that I had for myself, that doesn't mean that I'm like all done or perfect
Yeah.
or all learned,
Exactly. Exactly. No, I wanted to make sure we got into a little bit of the regulation of it all because I feel like that is one of the biggest things is there is so much shame that
Yeah.
specifically women experience around not knowing what's going on with finances or even just stepping up to the plate and taking responsibility for them
Hmm.
because it can feel really overwhelming in your physical
Yes.
body and there's reasons for that.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I was even looking into like there's research that shows that people are more scared and intimidated about talking about money than talking about sex or
Ooh,
religion or politics.
wow,
Hmm.
that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking now my brain is doing like the colors and the chakras of it all, or I'm thinking about where
Oh.
each of those topics kind of fits in to
Ooh.
the chakras. Like, I mean, money being root chakra, really,
Yeah.
because that's the resource that allows
Hmm.
for it. Like sex being the sacral, like move it
Hmm.
up a little bit. Religion, a little bit. That's like higher up there.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one?
Um, politics.
Politics. Hmm. That feels. You could put that in a lot of different places. I think politics lives in different areas for different
Yeah.
people.
I
Throat,
was gonna,
throat, a
yeah.
little bit of heart,
Hmm.
a little bit of heart,
Yeah.
but Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no, that because it is. It's like it's at the root of so many things. Like
exactly.
even that old phrase, like money is the root of all evil, that we're all like, which
Which is
again,
not.
a myth. No, but
Exactly.
the reason why I think we could perceive it to be the root of evil is because, where we choose to invest, like what we
Mm-hmm.
choose is worthy or is not worthy. Like people, that is rooted in your values. And if
Yeah.
your values are misaligned or you value certain things that are harmful, then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sure could be.
Yeah.
Sure. Look at the billionaires. There's not a single ethical billionaire in sight. Now is there?
Mm-mm. Not that I
Yeah,
have heard of.
because what was it that Tori was saying? She was saying there's three things that you need to ensure are present when you are setting a money goal for yourself. And the one that is sticking with me right now, there's two other ones that we'll come back to once I remember them. But the one that's sticking with me is mission driven.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, there needs to be a mission and intention between whatever the goal it is that you're trying to set for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why I think about with billionaires. I'm like, girl, what was the goal?
Right.
What's the goal here?
Yeah.
Why? Any one of these billionaires could literally end world hunger.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
And you're simply choosing not to. You're simply choosing to make more money.
It's wild. Which, and that also leads me to like the capitalism of it all.
It's actually interesting that we went this long
Like,
without really getting into the capitalism of it all.
I know.
Snaps for us.
Interesting. Yeah.
Usually go there a lot faster. But
Yeah, it's like minute 3. White supremacy, capitalism, patriarchy. Okay.
all right,
End
cool.
of
We hit it all.
podcast. Yeah, we hit it all. That's the reason.
Well, okay. To our credit, we have actually been talking about
Yeah.
capitalism the whole time, just
I
without
know.
saying the term.
Exactly. And that's something that it's also so interesting to hear people's understanding and relationship to capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Because lately I have also been in conversations where even, a very recent real life situation that I've had where I had to quit and lose one of my sources of income
Mm.
from a place that is handling their money and their way of doing business in a way that it feels very exploitative and oppressive to me.
Yeah.
And unethical. I mean, if
Mhm.
that wasn't clear.
Yes.
And having conversations with some people also involved in that organization that are trying to justify the reason why you would want to like cut your employees' pay to open another yoga studio, for example. In the context of like, well, but that's capitalism. Well, we all exist under capitalism. That's just what capitalism is. We're all part of a system. We just gotta, like go with it.
There's such a both and there.
Yeah.
That I feel like is being so ignored by that
Exactly.
particular. Yeah, because we do all exist under capitalism. Yes, I cannot just offer things free all the time.
Right. Yeah.
I cannot just open a studio and not expect to have to recoup costs somewhere or lose costs somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to, as I would hope we all are, I know it's not realistic, but I would really hope that we're all trying to create a better world.
Mhm.
I would really hope that we're really trying to show up for our community in a way that is uplifting and going against the oppression that has been so reinforced
Yeah.
and imparted upon so many communities, specifically communities of color, like queer folks, like people who are marginalized communities.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope that we'd be trying to find ways that, yes, benefit us, but are also not harmful.
Right.
There are ways to there's ways to not cause harm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys know this, but it doesn't have to be painful all the time.
Yes.
We don't have to hurt our communities in order for us to benefit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does that mean that perhaps our benefit may take a little bit longer?
Yeah.
Does it mean that maybe we may have to invest more and we may like be a little bit more uncomfortable at first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that worth it though?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
It just means that our values are aligned.
Right.
Get it together, people.
Come on. Yeah.
Get it together.
Get it together.
Come on.
And that's the whole point of like we can hold both in. We can exist within a system that is inherently oppressive. Because also let's put it out there, like there's no capitalism that is anti-racist.
Whew, get into that.
Capitalism, which also Chantal Chapman from The Trauma of Money defines as capitalism. Capitalism.
Capitalism. Mm-hmm.
Because it talks about the intrinsic relationship of gaining capital with exploiting workers.
Sorry, I was just doing some reading on the prison industrial complex last night, and I have more to say. But the way you just said that, I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, totally. Because it's like in the system of traditional capitalism that we're existing under,
Mm-hmm.
you do like if your goal is to make profit and to earn capital, which also let's remind ourselves here who are the ones carrying the capital really. It's like
Yeah.
the billionaires.
Yeah.
Not even millionaires. I would like put them there because like $1 million, like I want $1 million. Venmo me $1 million. But it's not. It also goes. It disappears really quickly. It's not as much as we think.
Mm-hmm.
So again, when we talk about the capital holders, those are the billionaires who are only able to do that out of underpaying and overworking people.
Yes, exactly. Because I mean, especially when you're saying like, let's talk about what capital is as well. Like, capital is the means of production. Capital is the fields where the trees and the the whatever it is that's going into creating those actual resources. It's the resources. That's where it is. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like find the word for resource. The people who own the resources.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what the capital is. Like if you are opening a small business and you need to build something or you need to even if you need to create a website, you don't like own that website. You don't own the data center that's making that possible. You know, it's like there's still somebody behind that, right? So
yeah. So I think just and now I'm like distracted because I want to hear what you're saying about the prison industrial complex. But it's basically that idea that like, oh no, poor us, we're trapped on capitalism and that's just what works. And okay, here's also something important to mention about capitalism and the psychological games that are played behind the scenes because we're all buying into this idea that maybe if we work hard enough, maybe if we know how to play the system good enough, maybe if we're smart enough, then we can be one of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the American dream.
Right.
That's the entire that's what is sold to us here.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing is it's to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. It's like if you just work hard enough, you're going to be a millionaire.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but I know every person in my life works extremely hard. I really don't know a lot of people that don't work hard. And I'm like, how are we deciding? It's so I forget what arena I was in, but I was with a group of people where we're all talking about like the different jobs that we have, how much we work, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about this one person and is like, he really doesn't work that much. Like he has a couple meetings here and there, but like he's middle of the day, he's able to blah, 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 like super easy. I'm like, what is he working? And they're like, finance. I'm like, motherfuckers. Like, sorry, Doug, again. I'm so violent. This episode is basically Hannah scares Doug multiple times. But yeah, because we have put value into guys, they've literally like this is a trap. It's a trap, okay? It's all a trap. Like the capitalism that America has is a trap because there is that myth going on in the background. Like if you just work hard enough, you're going to be a millionaire. You're going to have all of the success. But in reality, think about the jobs that they reward. Think about the jobs that are rewarded with time, with big bonuses, with money, with getting flown across the country to do trips, with going to conferences, like all of these benefits, all these perks. I right now I work with a company that does kind of events. We pop up at these different events, and so many of these corporate events, like I'm showing up, I'm like, wow, these people get to have this experience as part of their corporate setting, of their work setting. And I'm thinking about what all these people are doing. And the people that are being rewarded are the ones that are contributing to upholding the matrix. The ones who are contributing to upholding like the marketing, the big tech companies, the big like the Walmarts and I'm not talking about like the store Walmart, but like the Walton family and everything that they own and create, like the Disney Corporation, like all of the people that are contributing like their hard their hard time and effort. But even within that, the people who are physically working day in and day out, like with their bodies, exerting time and energy, they are not being rewarded the same way as the
Mm-mm.
men who got a finance degree that was paid for by mommy and daddy, showing up in the suit that they got for as a treat, because they graduated. Good job.
Mhm.
Um, they're not being rewarded in the same way. These guys who are getting paid to go, like, guys, most of these people's jobs is networking. They just have to talk to each other. It's all politics. It's all bullshit. And we are very specifically rewarding people who are upholding the very system that is keeping the rest of us captive.
Yeah.
And that's where the prison industrial complex comes in, because the
Tell
prison
us.
industrial complex is really just a microcosm of what the entire country is.
Mhm.
Um, so many inmates, first of all, they're making license plates, they're making military uniforms, they're making police uniforms and police whatchamacallit, equipment. They are the ones, there's literally, what is it called, Unicore is a company where they are producing all of the things that like military and cops need and everything, and these federal agencies are not allowed to purchase from anyone but Unicore, because Unicore has the lowest prices. Do you know why? Because they're having inmates do it, and they are paying inmates between, what was it, between 50 cents and $2 per hour. Pennsylvania and I think it was California recently got raises that were in the cents for their inmates.
Yay.
Yes.
Wow.
And of course, there's people who are going to come out and make the argument like, oh, well, of course, like, if they're in prison, like, at least they're learning skills. At least they're like being part of the job force. At least they're being rehabilitated. Like, that, at least they're making a contribution to society. These are real arguments. And on one hand, when you first hear it, you're like, that makes sense. I did a bad thing. I have to go pay the time. I'd rather be out there doing something like with my time and my time and energy than sitting in a cell. Exactly. Think about now, let's take it one step further. Who are the people who are disproportionately incarcerated?
Black and brown folks.
Black and brown folks. This is slavery.
Mhm.
This is very point blank
Like a
slavery.
modern form of slavery. Yeah.
Yes. And when we look at that and then we zoom out and also think about like how we as workers who are not incarcerated, but we're still getting paid shit ass wages.
Mhm.
There is not federal protections for us. There's millions and millions of houses out there that are completely empty that could be housing people who need it. Like, we are very much held captive by this system.
Yeah.
That's why we talk about it so much on here, okay? Because
Mhm.
even like we can't change the whole thing overnight as one person. But if we're aware that this is the system that is holding us captive, basically, doing little things like rooting into our ability to manage our resources and choosing, like, if you are choosing to go the entrepreneur's path and choosing to do things that uplift and uphold your community rather than tear them down or harm them,
Mhm.
like, that is how you fight the good fight. That is how you break out of it. That is how you start building something more lasting and more, I don't know, loving,
Equitable,
equitable.
kind,
Yeah, like
sustainable.
sustainable. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also want to name, because I deeply agree with everything that you said, and that's also part of like why I have chosen for myself to go on the self-employed and entrepreneurial
Yeah.
route, because I feel like I have more agency and
Yes.
choice and say into how I want to earn my money,
Mm-hmm.
how I want to go about it in ways that are more values aligned,
Mm-hmm. I'm with
which
you.
a little, I'm gonna plug myself right here because I do have a group for
Mm-hmm.
self-employed and entrepreneurs starting in January of 2026. And that's like the whole purpose of the space of like how can we connect and build community of people who want to reimagine capitalism and
Yeah.
how to still make a lot of money and how to grow your business and how to give people the opportunity to have jobs that feel more equitable
Mm-hmm.
and not to talk too much about Tori. Tori, you better watch this
You bet it.
episode.
We're
No, I'm
sending
kidding.
it to you.
Yeah. But even just like how she's been modeling the way that she carries her company, and they have like
Yeah.
full weeks off once a quarter.
Yep.
Just, you know, rest. There's like no limit on time that you can take because of like female reproductive things really, like
Mhm.
period, or
Mhm.
there's ways of going about it, making money, because if she's made a lot of money,
Mhm.
and
Our girl's a millionaire, as she should be.
exactly. So like that's good. That's more
Mhm.
people
Yes.
get
And this is
money.
important too, because money's not evil. I know we said it early, like
Exactly.
money is the root of all evil is the thing that
It's
we've all
not.
been taught. Money is not inherently evil. Like
No.
we all deserve to have money. We all deserve to be rich. That's
Right.
the point. That's
Exactly.
the point. We all deserve this. So it's like finding ways to build that wealth for ourselves in a way that is values aligned, like
That's a
that's the whole
dream. That's
point.
a
That's
goal.
the dream.
Yeah. And also, what I wanted to say is that I want to acknowledge, because I don't want to create any shame for everyone,
Mhm.
anyone who may be like into the corporate
Yeah.
chain, because that's also a reality that, like, especially in the US,
Mhm.
I know some people that have to make the choice of working for a corporation
Mhm.
because of the benefits,
Yeah.
especially like health insurance,
Yes.
which is wild
Yes.
that we have to make those choices of like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to like sell my soul, or like live,
Basically, yeah.
or like work this job that is not as fulfilling, or it
Mhm.
doesn't bring me joy or excitement or creativity or passion,
Mhm.
because I can't afford health insurance on my own. Which is also then
Literally.
like, yeah, but like, here we are talking about like how nice it is to like be able to make your own schedule and choose how you're working and how you're
Mhm.
spending your time and your efforts. But also, let's talk about like the amount of hours that I've spent in the last couple of weeks looking at health insurance plans, because they're all so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
And it's, and that's also,
Crazy.
we could like go into so many more. We could talk about this for
We really
hours.
could.
Um,
You do. It is your
it
job.
is my job to talk about this.
Your self-chosen
I'm
job.
like, so just I'm gonna put this out there. Maybe Google it, and we can talk more about this another time. But it's like packing problems, and it's related to a
Mm.
scarcity mindset, and like
Mm.
the the less money and resources and access we have, packing problems becomes more difficult, because then it's like, okay, you have to figure out the health insurance, and imagine it with like a suitcase, if like
Yeah.
you have only like the whatever many pounds it allows you. I'm gonna say like 23 kilos, because that's what
Sure.
I'm thinking,
Gorgeous. Uh-huh.
and like if you don't have money to pay for the overweight baggage, or to pay for an additional one, you're spending so much time and energy making sure that that suitcase only has 23 kilos,
Yep.
and you're like spending all the time like packing those problems and
Yeah.
overthinking about it, and using so much of your mental bandwidth to
Mhm.
try to deal with problems, or like, do I buy this or I buy that, or the amount of
Yeah.
hours that like you spend like trying to find a coupon, or all these
Yeah.
things, that it is a lot of time and money
Yeah.
that you end up spending for having to go other routes. Not that finding
Yeah.
coupons and entrepreneurship are in the same category, but you
No,
know what
but
I
I mean,
mean.
even to the point of like, even if it's not finding coupons, it's like it's taking that 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It's like so. It's so funny right now. I'm substitute teaching, and I'm really enjoying it. And as I share that with people, they're like, "Oh yeah, now it's going to be so easy for you to get a full time job in a district." I'm like, "Please hold. I don't." They're like, "But the benefits." And I'm like, "I get it. I do get it. No, no thanks. It's not for me." But it is such a big motivator, because like we said at the very beginning, we live in a system that does not provide for our basic needs.
Yeah.
So then we spend a lot of that time and energy that we could be spending elsewhere, making the money, trying to figure out how to make everything fit exactly perfect, packing those problems so that we
Yeah.
can not go over.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So all of that to say,
Yeah.
no, there is no shade here and no shame whatsoever if you are doing the things that you need to do in order to stay alive and
Yeah.
get access the benefits that you need. This
Mm-hmm.
is more so just a reminder that like being aware that we are in an oppressive system, number one, I feel like that frees us up a little bit of like
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that that alleviates some of the shame and some of the guilt, because you know that this is not your fault. It's not your fault that this is hard.
Yeah.
It is not your fault. um Number two, just hoping that maybe this gives a little bit of perspective, some ideas, some inspiration of like, hey, how can we start even like more deeply revolutionizing the way that we manage our money, manage our resources,
Yes.
break out of the system and gain more financial freedom.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what we all deserve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like my final for now, you know, there's
We'll
no
be
end.
back.
There's no end to my thoughts about money. But it's something I also want to name is the power of community and the power of using our voices when it comes to money. And that's also how we started reducing that shame. And we started, you know, when we get to hear each other being like, oh yeah, I'm struggling with that, or I'm stressed with this, or like I don't know how to navigate this, or like, and not only the bad things, also like the good things. Like, for example, I recently had a friend come to me and be like, Chesy, I paid this credit card up to this amount. And, you know, and she was like so proud and excited. But then it broke my heart that she also said, and you're the only person that I feel comfortable saying this to, because I know that like my other friends might judge me, or my other friends might get jealous or envious that like I was able to like pay my credit cards when I know that they're dealing with all this other debt or things like that. And that is the beauty. That was like music. I mean, music to my ears that I'm that safe space, and also like really sad. And there's just that. I think also with like money, we started bringing this, going back to scarcity. We come into this competition.
Yeah.
Kind of like mode.
We're taught to.
Yeah, because again,
if
scarcity,
they get it, then there's not enough for me.
Yes.
That's which is at the root of so much shit.
Yeah,
so much shit. Why do you think
discrimination?
Yes.
For example, and again, not to open another can of worms, but like the like Latino immigrants that then like go call ICE on an undocumented immigrant because there's so much like yucky stuff of like I did it this way, and or I did it right, or if there's not enough space for all of us here, I want to protect myself as like I'm one of the good ones. And so again, just yes, to your point, there's so much to it. And one of the things that has been helpful to me to grow my business, to feel a little less shameful about money, is to understand that like there's enough to go around.
I was literally about to say, yes, like money is an energy. Like you can have like I encourage people to have a relationship with money. Like think about money as an entity, an energy that like you are cultivating a relationship with. Like you have to show up for money in order for money to show up for you. You know, like remembering that there is plenty, there's enough. It's like love. There's enough money to go around. There really is. Doesn't have to be Are you
I'm censoring Doug's butt.
I'm crying. I hope you're watching the video version of this because you're not. There's just a pause and then we I'm crying. He's just here to show us that there's plenty of Dougie to go around. There's plenty of money.
Yes. So yeah, remember that there's enoughness, that we can create a sense of enoughness.
That's the important part, is creating the sense of enoughness, because especially like if you are finding yourself in a moment where you are experiencing jealousy or shame or fear, or like I don't want to, you know, I am feeling jealous of a friend who is in a different financial place, like that's important to pay attention to that. Like what is it that you're jealous of? What is it that you can be doing to show up for yourself?
Yeah.
And alleviate that, because that's not their responsibility.
No.
It's like you are responsible for creating that feeling of enoughness within you, which is such a hard lesson to learn sometimes. But I believe in you all.
I believe in y'all.
I believe in us.
I believe in Doug.
I believe in Doug. I believe in a thing called Doug. He's like sitting on the couch.
So yeah, go find yourself a pal that you want to talk to money about, and that you feel safe and not judged and aligned. And really, like the more that, back to your point about energy, like the more that we start circulating, the money, the reciprocity, the conversations, the knowledge, it all flows better.
Absolutely. And if you're looking for a couple places to connect with like-minded people about this exact thing, number one, Chesy's group that starts in January. Where can they find more information about that?
They can find information either at my Instagram, Chesy Connects, or at my website, rooted-money.com.
Amazing. And if you're looking for kind of a little bit more of a laid back community that's not specifically focused on money, but is here to share resources, mutual aid, community in general. I did also start a Discord. It's called Rebel Daughters. It is for folks just like me and Chesy, and probably all of you who are here to show up and fight the patriarchy, fight capitalism by embodying our truest sense of self. So if that sounds like you can find that link in my bio on Instagram at Hannah Ray Stevens. So everything will be linked in the description below. But we are here genuinely to show up and help create community for this exact kind of thing. Like, we want to connect you with each other, connect with you, connect with us, like really just start circulating all of the abundance that we all have access to.
Yes.
You start noticing it once you start sharing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've noticed.
For sure. I love talking to you about money and about everything.
And we're gonna just keep on doing it.
Yeah.
Every other Thursday here at Girls Gone Real, y'all.
Yep. So find us this coming Thursday. I mean today. Find us today. This Black Friday.
Hello.
No,
today. No,
it's
today's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Reparations for all indigenous peoples, because fuck America for displacing them and then making a cute little Thanksgiving holiday about it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so rude.
That's how I feel about that. And that's why we're releasing this on this day, because why am I taking off on whatever? I don't need to get into it. Anyway,
that's it. All
Happy
right.
Thanksgiving. Be thankful for us.
And stay real.
Stay real.
Bye. Bye.